till this point, when we have studied about motion in one dimension, that is, suppose this object is moving in a straight line, what are the coordinates or what are the dimensions which are changing? Just one or maybe two if a motion is done in xy plane, right? So what do we mean by motion in a plane? It is like that, suppose this same object is not given the initial velocity in horizontal direction, but it is given an initial velocity in this direction, that is an angle with the horizontal. So how this object is going to go? It is going to follow something like this, because under the effect of gravity it is going to fall back after covering some height, right? Such kind of motion is called projectile motion. Projectile is usually a term given to a body which is projected horizontally, or which is projected in a direction at some angle with the horizontal or along horizontal with some height, and it is then allowed to fall freely under the gravity without being propelled by some engine or fuel. So the projectile motion is of two types. First of all, a horizontal projectile, and other one is oblique projectile. Horizontal projectile are those when, suppose this is a building or some mountain cliff and an object is thrown from this point in horizontal direction. So what will happen? It will cover a motion. It is not going to straight forever, right? Because under the effect of gravity it is going to fall down to the bottom. So it is going to follow this path. This is how the object will go. This is called horizontal velocity. And in case of oblique velocity or oblique projectile, the object is projected at some angle with the horizontal. So again, this is also not going to go straight. It will go something like this, covering a parabolic path. This is called oblique projectile. So we have to deal with these two type of motion. This is also part of actually parabola, but this is half of it, right? So we'll first do expressions and questions related with horizontal projectile, right? And then we'll go to oblique projectile. So starting with the projectile motion, horizontal projectile, right? Suppose this is an building or tree or any cliff of height h, and an object is thrown from the top with a velocity, initial velocity u meter per second. Okay, this is going to go like this. So there will be a time of flight, a time during which it will reach this point, and will also cover some horizontal distance s, right? So there is a very easy method of solving such kind of questions. Whatever formula you have to apply, the same formula which we did in motion in one dimension, that is v equal to u plus at, s equals to u plus half at square, v square minus u square is equal to 2s. So we are going to apply exactly same formulas, but we are going to apply them in x and y axis separately. For example, I have to find this distance s. So I will be using this formula s equal to ut plus half at square, and I will be writing this formula again because this formula is along x axis and this formula is along y axis. So this is sx ux, time is invariant, time remains same, acceleration along x axis. This is y, y and y. Now for displacement along x axis, this is the distance it has covered in horizontal direction. So this is s. Initial velocity along x axis is u plus half acceleration along x axis. There is no acceleration along x axis. The only acceleration is acceleration due to gravity g, which is in y direction, right? Y axis, which is vertically downwards. So this a is 0, this whole term becomes 0. So we are left with s is equal to u x into t, right? Secondly, sy, we still want to frame the formula. So I want to write this t with something else. Sy, this is the distance covered in or displacement in y axis. This is this one, the h distance. So h equal to ui. What is ui? Initial velocity along y axis. There is no initial velocity along y axis, it is only along the x axis. So this term is 0. You are left with half acceleration along y axis is g t square. So t square is 2h upon g. So T square is under root of 2h upon g. So if I use this ux under root 2h over g, this will give me the formula for distance covered in x-axis. Suppose I want to find with what velocity did it strike, because it is going to strike in this direction, right, with some velocity. So I cannot find it v, but I can find vx and vy. So again I'll be using the formula v equals to u plus at and v equals to u plus at, but this is along x-axis, this is along y-axis. So vx is equal to ux, which is the initial velocity with which the object was thrown, which is u. So instead of x here I'll be writing u only. This is u plus at. What is acceleration along x? Nothing. So this remains same. Vx is equal to u and vy is equal to uy. It is 0. There is no initial velocity along y-axis. This we have a value acceleration along y-axis, which is g, and t is this under root 2h upon g. This root g, this g and this root g, they can cancel each other, right? If I take this g inside, it will be g square and g goes, so I'll be left with under 2hg. So vx is this and vy is this, so v is what? Under root vx square plus vy square. So we have, this is under root u square plus this one square, so 2hg or 2gh. This is the formula for final velocity with which the object strikes. Now let's do the same thing with some values. Okay, I hope you have all noted it down. So consider a building of height 20 meters, and suppose an object is thrown with horizontal direction with velocity 20 meter per second. Okay, and let's find out what are the distances and velocities it covers, what is the time taken by the object. So this time the values given to us is what? It is, this thing is 20 meters and the velocity is 20 meter per second. What are the values we have? We have initial velocity along x-axis 20, we have acceleration due to gravity 10, but along y-axis only. You can take it 9.8, but for solving an example like this I'll be preferring the value 10. Then distance along y-axis, so instead of h I'll be writing displacement along y-axis is 20 meters, right? Let's apply the formulas. S equal to ut plus half at square, s equals to ut plus half at square along x and along y. Displacement along x-axis I don't know, because it will go something like this, and this is the displacement along x-axis, right, from here to here. This is the value which we don't know. Initial velocity along x-axis is 20, time we don't know, there is no acceleration along x-axis, so this thing whole becomes 0. Then displacement along y-axis, initial velocity along y is 0, time we don't know, this is 0, this whole terms become 0, half acceleration along y-axis is 10 t square. What is the displacement along y-axis? That is 20, because object has covered vertical distance of 20 meters. So what are we left with? This 0 goes, we have 4 is equal to t square, time is plus minus 2. Obviously we'll be we're eliminating minus 2, we are left with time equal to 2 seconds. T equal to 2, putting here sx becomes 40 meters. So now we know that this distance was 40 meters and the time in which this object reaches this point is also 2 seconds, right? Lastly, if I want to find with what velocity it strikes the ground, v equals to u plus at along x and v equals to u plus at along y. So vx becomes ux, which is 20, vy becomes uy 0, ay 10, t 2, 10 into 2 is again 20. So net velocity with which it strikes the ground is 20 square plus 20 square, which is 20 root 2. So this is the answer, 20 root 2 meter per second, it strikes the ground. So this is how we solve horizontal projectile question. One very interesting fact about horizontal projectile is that suppose we drop an object with the same height of 20 meters. What was the time which we calculated right now? It was 2 seconds, right? So suppose we drop an object with nothing, with 0. We have an object here which is being dropped from the same height, that is 20 meters, okay, and there is another object here which is given a horizontal velocity, no downward velocity, that is vertical velocity is still 0, we have just given a downward velocity, the horizontal velocity of 20 meter per second, so it is going like this. So time which this object takes to reach this point is 2 seconds. Let's find out the time taken by this object which has been dropped from 20 meters vertically downwards. So again S equals to ut plus half at square. 20 is equal to velocity, initial velocity is 0 because it has been dropped, half acceleration is 10 t square, 4 t square is equal to 4, t is equal to 2 seconds. So this object also takes 2 seconds to reach the ground, while this object also takes 2 seconds to reach this point, not vertically downwards. So both the times are same. That is because of the fact that vertical velocity was same, that is 0 in both the cases. So time taken to cover the vertical distance will also be same. If by chance horizontal velocity given to both the objects will be same, then horizontal distance covered by same object, both the objects will be also same, right? This is the fact about horizontal projectiles.